Hi everyone, welcome to this live coverage. I'm here with Yohay Elam. Hi Yohay, how are you?
Hi Valeria, I'm good. Looking forward. How are you?
Yeah, me too. Me too. And well, we are going to cover later the Bank of England decision, right? So I do believe that we are not expecting any change, of course. But what do you think of the votes? Are we going to see something there, Yohay, or not?
Well, markets don't expect any change in votes. We expect 8 against 1, 8% change, and 1 for a rate hike. Again, McCafferty. He has a Scottish last name, so maybe he's a Scottish rebel if you wish. I don't know. Anyway, if we have 9 against 0, a unanimous vote, it's, I think, pound bearish because it means less support for a rate hike. If it stays the same after the recent dovish commentary from the Bank of England, then I believe it's relatively bullish for the pound. And after the minutes, after the voting pattern, which will have the immediate impact, probably we'll read more into the minutes and see what's in there.
Yeah, I don't know. I believe that the market is a bit disappointed about a rate hike over the first half of 2016, mostly because of tepid or poor data, right? Rather than whatever the central bank is saying or not saying. So actually, I'm not sure if the central bank will be able to offer us a good reason to return to a strong buying interest in the pound. I don't know. I guess that we need a really hawkish tone today to see a lasting rally in the pound, you know? Not to mention we have the Fed next week, and the market can take some profits out of the table after latest dollar slide before the weekend, right?
Yeah, we had a dollar squeeze yesterday. That's why the pound is higher, not because of any strength in the pound. I think that, but data is mixed in the UK. You have construction and manufacturing slowing down, but services are still strong according to PMIs. And on one hand, you have weak inflation, and that's the mandate of the Bank of England. On the other hand, wages are rising 3% year over year, better than in the United States. So eventually, in theory, this should turn into inflation. So I don't know. I guess they'll try not to rock the boat before the Fed. Yeah.
Okay. I was following from a technical point of view the pound. I mean, we are there pressuring 52 level ahead of the news, but in the meantime, I appear breaking above a daily descendant trend line coming from November high, and generally bullish is from a technical point of view, right? I believe that the level to watch right now is 50 to 60 area, a probable bullish target 50 to 60, 70. On a good, of course, release. But I would like to see some sustainable gains above this level to confirm further gains over the upcoming sessions, right? If not, the pair will probably retreat back towards 52, 20. At least those are the levels I'm watching right now. And to the downside, the trend line is around 51.50, which are also previous highs and lows if you take a look at the charts, intraday ones. So for me, that's the support to break to see the pair returning towards the downside, right? So I don't know if you have your levels to share. If we are close.
Yeah, more or less the same. 51.60 as support, 52, which is challenged right now, is resistance, and then it's followed by 52.50, 53, and 53.70. On the downside, 51.15. And further, much lower to the downside, it's of course 150, 149.50. We've seen lots of choppy action here in the pound. Let's see if it gives us a clearer direction after the BoE.
Okay, 6 minutes to go, right? Until the first announcement list. All the announcement. Yeah, I forgot it's Super Thursday. Anyway, the euro is retreating some, but overall it's holding to gains, and I'm not sure how much this euro strength can last, because it was most of a disappointment from whatever Draghi decided, rather than actual strength from the euro, right? What we have driving the pair higher. I do believe that, of course, the pair needed to correct higher, and we reached 110.50 yesterday. But at this point, I'm still seeing it bullish in the short term, at least. I'm still expecting further gains. I'm not seeing a reason to sell it, despite fundamentally, I still see the pair bearish. What's your take in here, Yohay?
I agree. Fundamentally, it's bearish. Monetary policy divergence, ECB cutting rates, actually adding more QE via reinvesting proceeds. Not exactly what the market wanted, but fundamentally, the direction is more easing. And in the United States, we're expecting a rate hike. But yeah, in the short term, Draghi didn't deliver. Disappointed. All the D words. And yesterday we had also this short squeeze of the dollar, this sort of risk off. Now we're seeing it back down. Yeah, if you look at the technicals, you can still see higher highs and so far higher lows. So I agree. I think we'll get a better picture after the Fed next week. 6 days to go.
In the meantime, and a weekend in the middle, that's important.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I do believe that this 880 is sort of a key critical support right now. I do believe that approaches to that level should attract some buying interest to keep the bullish trend alive. But if we break below it, then the risk turns back lower towards 800, 790, which is the next critical support. Anyway, keep in mind that it's hard to see the euro-dollar reacting sharply to the Bank of England announcement. Sometimes it may react, but if we don't have a really surprise coming from the Bank of England, the focus will remain in pound, and we are going to see a little action here today, at least coming from the Bank of England, of course, right? And well, I don't think that's taking a lot of market attention is the dollar Japanese yen that finally broke below that 20 level, which was the base of the range since early November. It was a technical breakout. There was no catalyst behind the move, right? But the pair lost over 100 pips right after breaking below it and maintains a bearish tone. This 21.35 region, if you take a look at the past, you will see that the pair has been struggling and consolidating around this level for long, over the past few months. So it's a key support at critical level, and will tend to consolidate around it until we have some clearer news, probably from the US and the Fed. But in the meantime, I do believe that the risk is towards downside, and if we take back the 21 level, if we break below it, there's a good chance that we can go towards 120.20 or so, right? But generally speaking, I do see the pair bearish at the time being. I don't know, the Fed can change everything next week, but in the meantime, the picture is that. Okay, we are 2 minutes to go for the release. Guys, remember that we have a bit of a lane here, so you will probably see the reaction in your charts first and then hear from us. So don't worry, okay? I don't know, Yohay, if you have something to share over the dollar Japanese yen or something else.
Yeah, with the dollar yen, we had this earlier this week, Japan released GDP numbers, and they showed that Japan did not enter a recession. They came out better than expected. Japan did grow in Q3 after squeezing in Q2. So this didn't trigger an immediate reaction, but it sort of added to the fundamental move for the stronger yen. And yesterday, when we had this short squeeze of the US dollar across the board, the yen had more ammunition to rise against the US dollar. It's nice to see the yen trading in ranges for a long time and then making these nice breaks.
Yeah, it's nicer when it breaks, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we have 1 minute to go. Let's see how the market reacts to the news. We will discuss about it afterwards. So much. The pound is so far unable to break above 52.
Yeah, let's take a look at the pound again.
1, 2, 3. There we are in our movements.
What's the data?
Yeah, 30 seconds, 10 seconds, and there we are.
No change, 8 against 1.
And anything?
8, no change, 1 for rate hike, no change.
No change, and the pound is plummeting with the news.
Yeah, I'll leave a minute.
Just the initial reaction, guys.
Yeah, but we did see the pound rising before. Maybe there was some expectation. And let's see if we have some. Of course, no change. If anybody was wondering, no change. Interest rate remains at 0.5.
Oh, it's no change in the. Okay, here we have some. Okay, here we have some headlines. Boyd says that the oil price drop suggests that continued subdued inflation, meaning that, of course, they are worried about falling oil prices, and therefore that is waiting on the pound. If we have subdued inflation, that means that the central bank won't raise rates anytime soon. Payroll appears to have flattened recently. Also, a dovish headline, given that means that salaries are low and we are not seeing much of a growth in the UK, and therefore less reason to hike rates also.
Yeah, okay, so after the initial squeeze, we had fallen to 151.40, and we're back to previous levels.
Yeah, quite limited market reaction. We have an initial drop, and there we are erasing the movement. And not a big surprise what we had coming from the Bank of England.
Yeah, so far nothing we didn't know. So we're back to the range. I still see support at 150, 150. See this as a false break.
Yeah. Not much more headlines coming out either. Are you seeing something in the minutes that's worth commenting?
I'm looking. No, not yet. At least.
Okay, pound is easing but struggling around the trend line. Not much going on, right?
No, so maybe there was some build-up, some high expectations, and then nothing happened, so it fell back down, fell a bit too much, and now it's back to range. December 9th.
Okay, well, lately the Bank of England has been a bit more active than before when it was a non-event, but it's still not a huge market mover as we are seeing from the ECB or the Fed or other central banks. But guys, keep this in mind. One day, the Bank of England is going to surprise us all, and it will be worthly staying here in late coverage.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, last time they changed rates was in 2009, and last time they changed the QE program was in 2012, so...
Yeah, a lot of time. We don't have much news.
Yeah. They do say that all members agree that given the likely persistence of the headwinds weighing on the economy, when the bank rate does begin to rise, it is expected to do so more gradually and to a lower level than in recent cycles. This guidance is an expectation, not a promise. The actual path bank rate will follow over the next few years will depend on the economic circumstances. So very similar to the Fed, that rate prices will be... So as I was saying, rate hikes will be gradual. In the UK, this is not news, it's just a repeat of what they said also in the past. And in addition, the Bank of England is data dependent, just like the Fed, basically just like any other central bank. They react to the situation and to the forecast for the future, and not they can't promise now what will eventually happen in the future. Anyway, we're seeing pound dollar 151.64 in the lower end of the narrow high range. So I see the range at 151.60 to 152. We had a move higher before the release. We had a dip to lower ground afterwards, and we're back to square one. Now I see it 150, 159. So 150, 157. Maybe we'll see a move to the downside. Doesn't seem to go so fast.
I'm back. Sorry. I don't
right.
know. My daughter was at school and I needed to open the door. It's, timing. It's not perfect. But well. Anyway,
what time is it over there in Buenos Aires?
It's 9 a.m. But we have finished school for the year because it's summer in here. We will return to school in March. So she had just 1 hour, kind of an act, a goodbye till next year. He went with another mom, take her, and well, she bring her back right now. It's quite early, but we have school between March and the first week of December. We are waiting for 33 degrees today, centigrade. That's really hot. So no more school times. Anyway, back to the market. Really little action going on, right?
Yeah, so now we're seeing a second move from the pound dipping lower towards the initial low, towards 151.40.
Yeah.
But trying to find some bearish stuff in the news to justify it. I think they didn't say too much.
Yeah. I'm checking my Twitter feed, and there are news about OPEC and different subjects, and that's pretty disappointing and discouraging when we have a French central bank and there is nothing to say about it. But well, that's the cruel reality.
Yeah.
As I said, one day will surprise us all.
Yeah, when we will not be noticing, probably.
Yeah. They will catch us off guard.
Right. So yeah, so a bit lower, but yeah, once again above 150, still basically in range.
Yeah. And we don't have too much news coming up later from the US, right? Weekly jobless claims, really not much relevant stuff. Or
No,
did I check?
Import prices.
Yeah, and export prices, yes. And weekly claims. Tomorrow will be a more interesting fundamental day. Not much coming on for later, so guess market sentiment will lead the way. And therefore, if we keep on seeing the dollar itself we have seen yesterday, the pound will probably erase any Bank of England related loss and recover ground. Depend, of course, of market sentiment, how stocks move.
Okay, they do have one.
I guess.
Sorry.
Yeah, tell me. No, tell me.
They do say that nominal pay growth appears to have flattened recently. That means one of the good things about the UK economy, the rise in wages, the fact that salaries have gone up, and last data was also good, 3% year over year. They say that it might have flattened, it might get stuck now. So they're sort of looking with, seeing the glass half empty, trying to find negative stuff, but even if it's flattened at 3% year over year, it's not so bad. So
it's not bad, yeah. If we compare it to the year's wage, are really flat. Those are flat.
yeah.
Okay, I do believe that it's a bit early, but I guess we can do a wrap up of this live coverage, given that we are not expecting much more for today coming from the 7th. Do you start? Go with you first.
Well, not much to say about the Bank of England's meeting minutes and decision. No change in rates, no change in the voting pattern, 8-1. Still one member voting for a hike, but the meeting minutes reveal that, well, the Bank of England is very, very cautious. I think they're not they're trying not to rock the boat before the Fed. We did see pound dollar rise before the event to just above 152 and dip back down afterwards. 151.45 is the current level, 151.40 is the low. All in all, less action than I had expected. Over to you.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, I have little to add to that, except that I believe that the movement has not been enough to break the bullish potential the pair has due to dollar weakness, and that we can see further advances in the pair in the upcoming hours should the greenback eats again. Keep in mind that during this past week the dollar has been weakening mostly in the American session, right? And when we have the most active action also in oil, right? Oil has been the main market mover this week. I believe that trading at multi-years lows, breaking lower and lower. So keep that in mind for the upcoming hours. And thanks for being here with us. It has been really a pleasure to share this time with Yohay. And see you back soon, okay, guys? See you too, Yohay.
Yeah, see you soon.
Bye bye.
Holidays if you're going on holidays. Yeah. Bye bye.
Yeah. Have a super great weekend. Although we are not yet there, but we are getting close. Get ready for the Fed next week. Recharge your battery. Right?
That's right.
You need to recharge over the weekend and get ready for the Fed next week. That will be huge. I really hope. Okay. Thank you. And bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.